There. Jeez. Alright. Trying to get this stream thing going for a minute. Alright, we are here and it is Monday. Here's a little bit different setup here because I'm having to reconfigure a lot of things on the computer and it's just not quite ready. And the browser version doesn't work very well with the mics, so I have to deal with a little legacy, little delay, and a little choppiness today because that's what I have unfortunately set up for us. So, and a couple of backup options, but they're not going to be very manageable, I don't think. A little bit slower upload speed than normal. Apologies for a little delay, but I'll try to make it work. Alright, so we've got a few more minutes until the market opens. About 3 minutes and 12 seconds. Now we still got this little zone to deal with here that we were looking at Friday. We didn't move a whole lot. I would kind of expect more of a drop to below, maybe a come back up and come back down possibly. I know we've got FOMC coming up Wednesday, so that's going to have a little bit of an impact on us today and tomorrow. It's going to slow things down. Once we get some serious news in and people know what the deal is, then we're going to get a little bit of movement. So check the stream out real quick. Make sure everything's good to go. Is it even working? Can I actually be heard? Hello? 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 There we go. Okay. Alright, getting in order. A little bit at a time here. Sounds like we got about 4 to 5 second delay right now. So, not too far behind. See, I've got a little bit of a slower connection, so I'll have that slight delay. Got a full screen. Make sure we're working. I'm gonna leave it on 5 today. Looks like we might be going short on the S&P minis. The opening bell, and we need to wait just a couple of minutes before we take that trade. Make sure we're not going for liquidity or something like that. some strong rise out of it already. Could see it go straight up, tap, and then come back. So, see where this candle is going to form. If we start going down on the next candle, I'll take a short. See if we're going to break this level here, because then that would be a liquidity grab for all the stops above the pre-market in the upper area. Didn't have much of a gap to fill, just from here to here, so a very small gap to fill. It's filling that. Looks like it's rejecting. Give it another few seconds. I'm probably going to end up going short and expect this level to break. And I'm going to go ahead and take it right there.
Order filled.
Just kind of expecting it to drop down first and then go up. That's not what it has in mind for what it plans to do. So looks like we're just going to reach for some liquidity and then push down. Got a lot of range here from where we pushed up in the uptrend. The bottom is down here, and I don't expect a whole lot of trending activity prior to the FOMC. The FOMC is probably going to cause it to basically stay within a slight range. So you usually see that with most currency pairs, most other things that you trade. It's going to be pretty common. News will cause delays in the movement of the price. The more major the event, the slower price tends to move up to that event. Sit on this for a minute. Be nice if we could get that one, but I don't know if it's going to travel that far today. I would more expect where it was to be the ideal position to exit. Probably going to float around in here today. No music today, I'll save the bandwidth. I'm not working with much. We seem to be handling the upload pretty well. Could actually be doing Shadow PC from the phone, but I'm having issues with the mouse not staying connected to the emulator. The mouse kept freezing up on me, so I opted to not go that route. clean the channel up, but I was having a little bit of difficulty getting the stream to connect. It was connecting to the wrong title. OBS is a little different on Linux. I wish I was cool like that guy. We do have a little bit of a heavy area right here where we spent all our time Friday. I don't expect that to hang us up too much. That's a pretty nice little grab right there. If it starts to react upwards, I'm going to come out of this position. As long as it continues to stay in this little area here, I'll hang on to it. Got momentum slowing down a little bit. We've got that strong push from the beginning. Still got the overall uptrend in the market, so that could cause people to buy in for this position here, especially off of this level. So we just have to watch out for that. weak reaction there. And looks like I'm going to hang on to this one a little bit. Much more energy pushing down than going up. If you haven't already, Top Step is having their last day of the sale today. It ends at midnight Central Time. So if you haven't grabbed that yet, go ahead and grab it. I've got should have the code and everything all set up, the link all set up in the description. So just click on that for an easy link and use Top Step X when you go to check out, lowercase, all one word, and that will give you the promo pricing for the accounts. If you're doing a 50k, it's $20. 100k is $69, I think, and 119, I believe it is, for the 150. Just keep in mind that the drawdown limit is going to be your true account size. So as long as you manage it for your true account size and not the actual account size, it will give you the highest probability of managing it correctly without over risking, and give you the highest probability of actually passing. Risk management is a reason most people fail these challenges. They look at it as a $50,000 account, when in reality you can't lose $50,000, you can only lose $2,000, so you have a $2,000 account. So as long as you're looking at it from the right perspective, it makes things a lot easier, especially when it comes to trying to pass, because so many people fail. Approximately 79.8% of people fail, and that would be the number one reason they're putting the whole farm on 1 or 2 trades, and once they lose 2 or 3 trades in a row, they have to start over. So just to stay out of that cycle, stay out of that trap, try to manage it as if it were the amount you could lose. So if you can lose 4,000 or 8,000, then that's your account size. I've yet to blow this account. I've yet to even really go backwards very much. But we're not going forward very quickly either. But that's just part of the process. So looks like we're starting to get some
Order
long
filled.
in. I'm going to go ahead and take the long there, flip things around. It's just not following through this level. So at this point, I would probably expect it to go somewhere around there. And starting to get a good strong push upwards now. A few different news events coming up, but overall we don't have much until the FOMC. Lots of news, lots of pairs, lots of currency, world events. A little easier to see. Could expect a rather slow day today, just like we had Friday, but looks like we're starting to get some momentum coming into the market now, so it should help us out. Get a little stall here with this pre-market area showing some support, so that also kind of indicates that, alright, this is probably going to be a support level here, and we're probably pretty safe with our stop down below. That is quite strange how they're not lining up. Yeah, that is weird. I'll just take it manually. Not sure why it's not deleting. Not sure why it's showing up in multiple places either. That's a little strange. So it looks like we got a little bit more up than down energy. Kind of watch price. I would imagine it's going to flutter around until it gets in around this area. Right around below where I have the mark. So we're going to be looking somewhere around in there. Around the 21.97. Right around this area here. Assuming we break these highs, we should at least reach to this resistance and support zone here where price broke above and then broke back below and pushed below. So that's at least 21.14 or so. See if we can get a few more points though for the 21.19. About 6 more points to go. Getting sluggish and stopping though. I think we're probably good for that long. Minutes showing a lot of upward energy. A couple minutes left in that candle. top of the hour. Pretty much a clearing candle out of the 15. Cleared the gap from the pre-market to open. We've closed that small little gap we had there from both directions. See if we get some more movement out of it. Still got some good up pressure. I'm going to come below that level there just to make sure we don't get wicked down and then it goes. I'll sacrifice that little bit if I'm wrong about it. This will be a very strong candle if it continues that direction. bit of a reaction breaking that level. Makes me think short again. Being a little stubborn right there, though, probably more than likely. See how this 15 closes. I think we're going to ultimately push higher, though. I still think we're going to 21.20. Cover the bottom of that breakout candle there. If it does decide to snap back, at least there's $100 in the pocket. I'm going to try to let this thing run. I don't want to take it too early. Breaking back above the start balance there too. Try to get a little bit of forward progress going.
Order filled.
Take that off, and then I'm going to wait for a retrace back into this level here. Go long again. Starting to get a little bit of a fight right there where we're at the previous high of the pre-market. Starting to make some progress. We had one bad day there where he just did not follow any of the rules. The rest have been fairly small, and by managing that risk, you can take that all back. It's 257 on the day. Profit factor's a little off, mainly because of that one day. I know I had more stats here than that. Can't see anything. Yeah, take a look at it later. Starting to break down from that top. I'm not going to go short though. I'm just going to wait for it to come back in this area, take a long and cover this low here. could end up seeing this thing just do a megaphone pattern where it just stays in this top and bottom range here, because it was ranging quite steadily from this, but the little curve up shows there's a little bit of support starting to come in from down here. So next level of support I would imagine to be somewhere right around in this area where we have a square, maybe just a little bit below. Be where we have our next point. Looking to come back in somewhere around in here. Euro starts dropping hard, we could see this go short. Got to break across the basic trend line, the short-term trend line. We've got 1, 2, this would be 3 if it taps and goes. Could be lining up right there as well. 1, 2, 3, and we'll see if it goes up a little higher. Could potentially come down from 21.14. Got pretty close. If we don't come back to this level and end up going up to about here, I'll take the short and look for that level to break. If we continue downward, break this line, touch this support, then I'll go long down here and look to come up here. Depending on how we react in this little area to what this narrative is going on here, that'll tell me which way we're going next. Because if this does break, then the trend line would change from here. That would be tap 1. The support would be tap 2. And then it would probably take tap 3 somewhere up here to reach the target. So let's see what it's going to do. Looks like we're coming into the support, so it's looking like we're going to go for a long again.
Order filled.
There we go. Just give it a little bit of room. Cover this last low down here. Look somewhere in there for the target. Yeah, that euro is diving pretty hard. Still staying in the little range. They had a gap there. This little gap up probably will signify a long. A lot of volume happened right there at the New York Open. What you gonna do? That line is not holding very well. Give it just another minute or so. Could just be reaching beyond this point to grab a few more orders. The euro's picking back up. Not all hope is lost yet. Make sure we're properly lined with that. Touch one, touch two. usually you will get at least 3. Usually, not always. Not entirely confident about it anymore, but it's starting to pick back up. We did close on the line. Another minute or two. Starting to pick back up. There's a lot going on right there on that euro. Yeah, that's not gonna hold.
Order filled.
Taking short.
Order filled.
Looking about where we were before for target. Boy, that's a little bit of a problem, mate. How about now? Better. this box, I'm looking at this resistance, this support, making a box out of that. Should see price start to send off from here. I could be in a poor position. Give it a little bit longer to work itself out. Getting some sellers jumping on that. You can see when we're snapping down, not quite going up as fast. Don't think it's going to be correct though. So I'm going to have to wait for a retracement or something like that to go back in again. But that is definitely not going to work. A little bit of a shakeout right there. Probably should go ahead and take that long.
Order filled.
Cover down below. And look to finish out on the top side. Starting to make that trend line relevant again. Should be about right there. Once that high clears, it should actually accelerate topside. Because then we're breaking the previous pre-market high. We'll break this whole area loose. We'll have a strong bullish indication of the candles from the 15. We've also got this level here that we've strongly pushed off of. So we've got a lot of things lined up for the long in our favor. Did break that level, just didn't break it very hard. Did kind of a grab at liquidity for those looking to cover that low. And now I think we're going to ultimately finish out and go topside around that 2120 still again. So looks very relevant and very attainable. I think we should reach that target within the next 45 minutes or so. Euro definitely looks like a short out of this level. That is just the 1 minute, 2 minute time frame, so have to look at it a little bit more expanded. There's a little bit of resistance right in this area. We've got a major level there. I just have to keep an eye on that one. Euro's real good about staying still a lot of times right before FOMC. Gonna break. That's gonna happen soon. Take a look at this. Not relevant. Shouldn't have any divergent issues there yet. We're starting to get that clear and break onto the 15. Could be a fake out short pattern. So almost what I'm thinking that is. And looks like the trend line is relevant. It's just a little bit longer, but we are slowing down. Don't see a whole lot more volume for the day. Starting to get towards that cutoff point as well, 11:30. I think these last half hour, so it's probably going to be pretty slow. Should have had a strong move at this point, but I think that's probably about the majority of our range and extent today. And would not be surprised if we see this dip back down.
Order
I'm going to close
filled.
that off. We didn't get much of a move again today. Got to watch this euro too. It could be faking for a short, but it could ultimately stay in here. We got that FOMC coming up again Wednesday, so just to mention that. I don't know if I want to try short one more time or not. I would think possibly short coming into around this area. Not a whole lot of distance for a target, but you could keep a very short stop. Could also see it come down to here or here. But it does look like we're gonna more than likely stay in this little range between this high and this low. So that would be my ultimate guess. And we'll see what's going to happen tomorrow. I would imagine probably going to do the same thing. So I think 136.50 is a pretty good gain. Not quite back over that starting balance. Did lose a little bit from that one trade. Let me see if I can find the can't quite really see. I had some can't see. Let me see something here. Okay, so they're just under these different buttons. So, not bad on the win rate, hit rate. I don't remember taking 2 trades Friday, but I must have. So far we've got more green than red. Daily balance and all looking pretty good. This is since the start of the challenge, the entire record. And that is the P&L. So we had a big loss, won it back, hardly, slowly lost, won some more, won a little bit more. Actually, that was a win. There's our 0 line. So all in all, I'm very happy with the way everything is going so far. I really don't like the fact that one day, the May the 9th, that kind of hurts the stats a lot because everything else is looking fairly consistent. We've got a couple of red days less than $100, so a couple of green days more than 100 plus more green than red. So if I'd have just not done the dumb thing on Thursday, I would definitely be in profit right now, and my win rate would be quite a bit more. That was just a dumb day. I'll make sure I never do that again. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Go ahead and get the day going. Try to get some more of these computer issues sorted out, but I think this might be the way to go with streaming. So, having a little bit of issues connecting with Shadow. Can't seem to get the Ubuntu version working. So, just gonna try to make it work out with this. Let's see where we are again real quick. It is starting to push a little bit higher. I would still be quite mindful of that area. We are in the upper bits of the range. And then there's that little bit of level that we had as a opening target around the 2114 or so. Looking at 2117, I think it was. So for the upper parts, yeah, we were looking at 2117, 2120. There's only a couple of points to potential targets, so I'm not going to try to go in one way or another. We're losing that volume, so we're going to get quite a few snaps in the candles and price action as well. Ultimately, I would expect the closing price to be somewhere right around in here to here, so I'd just be mindful of that. Probably going to play in a small range today, so I'll go ahead and step out. We'll see what we're doing on Tuesday. This looks like it's about to break and come down, so more than likely we could end up being somewhere in that range, because that's more of the fair value of the action, the fair price value. So that's where I'm guessing price is going to settle around fair price. Usually tends to do that for the day, and we'll see where we open tomorrow. But for everybody that joined in, thanks for joining, and I'll catch you on the next one.